I'm Rodney Williams.
And I'm Travis Holloway. Welcome to the Wealth Break Podcast, a real conversation about finance.
Let's be honest. Building wealth doesn't look the same for everyone.
I feel like sometimes being broke is a cycle and that we might have to revisit that.
And we're not stopping at success stories.
What happens when it doesn't go right? How do you cope with it?
Because wealth isn't just about money. It's about creating a life where you thrive and help others do the same.
Listen to the Wealth Break Podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
I'm Christiana Manpour, and I've been on the front lines and interviewing world leaders for more than 30 years.
And I'm Jamie Rubin, a former advisor to both Presidents Clinton and Biden.
We were married for 20 years.
And divorced for 7.
Now we've joined forces on The X-Files to make sense of how we ended up with no world order. Listen to Christiana Manpour Presents The X-Files on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. This is Later with Mo Kelly. Tawala Sharp filling in for Mo and taking a look at some of the seriousness of 4th of July. Now, we've talked about how the plague of illegal fireworks going off in the neighborhood is just, it's damn near terrorism at a certain point, what's happening in some neighborhoods. And we have been talking on Later with Mo Kelly for a while now about various police departments now employing the use of drones to catch those using illegal fireworks. And on the offset, you would say, hey, something's got to be done. Something's got to be done. You know, you making calls and saying, hey, there's some fireworks going off in my neighborhood. Can you do something to stop it? LAPD, LA Sheriff, they're not just driving around all day trying to find people setting off fireworks. So this is almost, this is us within the community being punished twice. Because one, we have to deal with you and your insane illegal fireworks show that you're lighting up in your backyard or in the street corner or whatever. So we got to deal with that. Now, as a result of the punishment or the move to try to stop you, we now have to deal with our privacy being invaded all night long, because now we've got the use of drones, and it's a slippery slope, because once you can use drones to go and track down those using illegal fireworks, next thing you know, we're using it to track down, you know, potential criminals in your neighborhood. You want us to get the gang members or the drug deals and all this, we're going to have the drones out there. And to me, it's almost like we didn't like the idea of there being cameras on street corners. This is a whole new level, because it's not just on the corner. It's flying over your house. It's maybe buzzing by your backyard, looking for criminals. And, you know, we know facial recognition is extremely flawed. You may have the police come knocking on your door. This is him. Grab him. And then, you know, you're locked up for them. You don't even know what's going on. But it is going down tomorrow. For the first time in the history of the Southland, Southern California police departments, including off the top, Riverside, Hemet, and Brea, and other cities included, will be launching drones to film illegal activity as municipalities increasing new technology, new laws, all these things coming together. And this is the price that we're going to pay. Police officers will now be searching for you. You don't have to worry about getting a 911 call or a neighborhood tip. No, they're coming after you directly. And you never know what they may be looking for. Maybe you're just out there hanging with the homies. You got a warrant. They see your face. They're going to come and get you. Oh, we know where Warrant Joe is. Let's go get him. I'm not saying that you do. I'm just saying, if you're parlaying in illegal fireworks, I don't know what other illegal things you may be into, but we have given police departments here in the Southland carte blanche to just come and film us doing whatever we do. Because it always starts with one thing, And then the abuse of power comes in with, well, we need to protect the neighborhoods. We have officers who are overworked. This is going to help to cut back on overtime. And we got to do this, that, and the other. And it's a whole bunch of reasons as to why we're living in, a damn future movie where we're living in a police state of drones just flying overhead all the damn time. This is where it's going to start. It always starts with something that's fair seeming, something that is needed in the community. Don't you want to get rid of illegal fireworks and the use of? Well, you know what you're going to need to do? You're going to need to allow these drones to come in because we can't do it. We're outmanned. We can't stop all the illegal fireworks, but by using drones, this is what's going to help. And next thing you know, you got some kids tagging up the neighborhood. We're going to send the drones in to try to catch taggers. And next thing you know, you're walking by a construction site or somewhere where there's tagging and they just capture your picture. And next thing you know, it's like, ha. Sam, we just walking by some street art, and it's like, that's the tagger right there.
So wait, does that mean I can get like a red light ticket from a drone just for like...
You know what, Sam? This is that slippery slope. Because once drones are in our neighborhoods and we've accepted this, I don't know who voted on this. I didn't see this on the last midterms. I don't know where this came from, but it came from somewhere. And now once this gets out there, it goes beyond the red light cameras just catching you speeding. It's just, no, we're just buzzing around your neighborhood all damn day long. I don't know. I don't like it. Especially now that, there's a story that came out earlier this week and they were talking about, the advancements of drones that they're coming out of China. And they have these drones that are like the size of like dragonflies. Like they're not, I'm sorry, not dragonflies. They're what are those real fat bees? Carpenter bees.
Wow.
Yeah, they look like little carpenter, just drones that go on flying, and you just imagine them sending out 1,000 of these things remotely. HD quality camera. They're just recording everything. These things that come back to them. That's what these things could be doing.
So does that mean they're going to be taking over the birds that are actually drones?
Oh, the bird drones. You've heard that?
Yeah, I heard that.
That's wild, isn't it?
I think this is like the bird drone 2.0, carpenter bee style.
It is. And I swear, when I first heard that from someone young, I was like, are you out of your mind? They were like, no, seriously, birds aren't real.
You know, if I didn't know any better, I'd suspect that the two of you don't appreciate living in a total surveillance police state.
I don't, Mark. I don't appreciate it. And again, it's one of those things where they make it something that we need. Do you want the illegal fireworks out of the neighborhood? Well, it's like, yeah. Well, then this is what we have to do. It's like, is it really though? Is it really what you have to do? But they made it something that we need. And now if you get caught, if you get caught with illegal fireworks, they are trying to throw the book at you. So also imagine them starting maybe, I don't know if you can do any prison time, but damn it.
Send them to CCOT.
The what?
That's that place where they sent Kilmar Abrego Garcia, where people get tortured and aren't allowed to leave.
Well, no, they're just finding people. They're just making money. This is a money-making venture.
No CCOT? Okay.
No.
All right.
It's a $3,000 fine, with repeat offenses bringing larger fines of $5,000 to $7,000. And they can catch you more than once in a night. So if they catch you out there once, that's the 3. And they come back again and you're still out there, well, then it's going to keep racking up.
Send them to that Gator Gitmo or...
Gator Gitmo?
Alligator Alcatraz is what it is. Sorry, my mistake.
Well, aren't they just going to reopen Alcatraz? I could have swore they were just going to reopen Alcatraz and just make Alcatraz again.
There's been talk of that, but I think there are some practicality issues involved.
Maybe, but I guess we have to put these violent, illegal firework users somewhere. These menaces to society.
To bury them alive.
Take them out to the desert. Boom. There you go.
I'm Rodney Williams.
And I'm Travis Holloway. Welcome to the Wealth Break.
Let's be honest. Building wealth doesn't look the same for everyone. It's not just about saving, it's about investing. It's about navigating systems that weren't built for you, embracing your hustle, and relying on your community to create something bigger.
And that's exactly why we created the Wealth Break. We made something different, something more human. It's not just another financial podcast. It's a conversation about real life, real struggles, and real wins.
We're here to talk about the journey. You're hearing from people who've broken barriers, found creative ways to succeed, and learned to build wealth on their terms. Whether it's the first-time homeowner, a gig worker, or someone turning a side hustle into a 6-figure business, we're bringing you their stories.
And we're not stopping at success stories. We're breaking down the realities, like what it means to take risks, how to navigate failure, and why resilience matters. Because wealth isn't about money. It's about creating a life where you can thrive and help others to do the same.
So if you're ready for a podcast as much as about people as it is about money, you're in the right place.
Listen to the Wealth Break podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
I'm Christiane Amanpour, and I've been on the front lines and interviewing world leaders for more than 30 years.
And I'm Jamie Rubin, a former advisor to both Presidents Clinton and Biden.
We were married for 20 years.
And divorced for 7.
Now we've joined forces on The X-Files to make sense of how we ended up with no world order. Listen to Christiane Amanpour Presents The X-Files on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Go.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. It's Later with Mo Kelly on this 4th of July Eve. And we always have to take extra time to talk about caring for your animals during this time. As it doesn't matter how many times we talk about it, how many times we try to give out, the tips and things like that. We've even had guest experts come on to talk about how easily it is for your animal to just be scared out their mind and escape. And it happens all the time. And animals, they end up lots of times in the pound, and they're, those animals are gone. And it's heartbreaking what happens to animals every year. And right now, it's no mystery that the sound, you can make a loud sound and your cat could go running for the hills, make a loud sound. Your dog's going to freak out and start barking and run around chasing his tail. It's what they do. And sometimes they do find a way to get out. Hell, don't know how the other day, 2 of my children's cats got out, and my son had to go underneath the neighbor's house to try to get the house. It was a whole thing. It was like Indiana Jones in there trying to get the damn cat out.
And they've never been out of the house?
No, they're indoor cats. No.
Yeah, that's a nightmare when that happens. That happened to me once, and I was shaking by the end of the ordeal because I was trying to figure out how I was going to have to explain, well, the cat just got out, and it's lost now, and we're never going to see it again.
It's absolute insanity. Fortunately, they around maybe a few hours later, Ring camera went off, and it was like, meow. Looked outside, it was at the back door, and it's like, oh, okay, you came back. Maybe now you will stay your behind in. But cats, animals, sometimes they'll find a way, especially a lot of people who have dogs who may just have like a little house in the back and they maybe have free reign of the backyard. You got to bring those animals inside first and foremost. If you can, try to get your animal some animal CBD. If you can. Just to calm your animal's nerves. If you can find a vet that can give you a prescription for it, try that, because helping your dog or your cat to calm their nerves off the top, it can do wonders for your animal, just for your animal's sanity. I mean, the Pasadena Humane Shelter, they tell us every year how many animals show up, how many animals are collected every year. And it's insane. And not everyone has their animal chipped. Not everyone has, collars on their animals. All 3 of our cats, none of them have collars, because they're indoor cats. We're like, well, you're not going anywhere. You don't need a flea collar. You don't need anything. You stay inside. You've been inside your whole life. You have free reign of the house. That's it. We'll open up the screen door sometimes so they can get some fresh air. But, of course, some things you can do to try to prevent this. Okay. Please heed these words. You can avoid the chaos before 4th of July even starts. For pet owners who cannot get away from the noise. Yes, it may be too tough for you to pack your pet up and go and stay at a hotel that is animal friendly, or go stay with a relative where you can take your animal. That may not be what you can do. But again, There are several, even if you don't want to go with the CBD, there are several calming medications you can give your animal in advance of the fireworks going off. Absolutely, absolutely suggest that. Absolutely. I know way too many dog owners, owners of just really nervous dogs, Chihuahuas and Dobermans, and just dogs who just are naturally nervous and naturally jumpy. No, give them something like that to help them through the night. If you can, make sure you have some form of identification that your animal cannot readily get off. If you know the dog can get the collar off or whatever, if the dog may run through the gate and get it caught, try to make sure you have something. If your animal isn't chipped, that is, try to have something identifiable with your name, your phone number, and an email address where someone does, find your dog, or if Passing Humane or any animal collection agency finds your pet, that they're able to contact you. That is super, super, super important. And yeah, if you could air tag your pet, you could even do that. You can get get a collar, put an air tag on them. You'll really easily be able to find your pet that way. And invest. And this isn't for this year. This isn't for tomorrow or the 9th or anything like that. But if you can, invest in putting a tracking chip in your animal. That would be really, really, really good if you could do that. That would be fantastic. If you're at home, do your best to create a really, really calming place. Like, say if your bed is somewhere where you don't let the dog on the bed, but the dog always wants to get on the bed, make a pallet for the dog on your bed. Give him that special place. Bring a treat up on the bed and treat like, hey, this is a special night. I'm going to let you get up here. Or if it's on the couch or something like that, but make a really, really calming place. Put all your animal's favorite things there and try to get them to kind of hold up there. If you have a cat and you have a cat carrier, it may not seem like, the most ideal, but if you could put your cat in the cat carrier for a few hours, could help you out a lot, could really, really help you out a lot. But something like that, also making sure you do have every gate locked. You got your doggy door locked, because they will run out that dog door and be gone. Make sure the doggy door is locked. Windows are shut, all of that. Do everything you can to try to mitigate the sound. And inside the house, if you could be playing calming sounds, don't also be watching like Die Hard or something while 4 fireworks are going off. Don't add to the chaos of your pet. And again, if you can, keep your pets away from the action. Don't go to this Anaheim dog walk or whatever the hell it was. Don't do that, to the dog parade with fireworks. Don't be the one who's like, oh, but I want to take Poochie and Smoochie out and walk them around with the fireworks. My dog doesn't mind the fireworks. How do you know that? Did the dog ever look to you and say, hey, owner, I'm not just barking because I'm hungry. I'm barking because my dog mind remembers what day this is, just because I've sniffed around and I remember that smell from last year. No, I don't want to go out for a walk. I don't want to be outside. I don't want you to put a jacket on me and think it's going to be okay, even though they do have doggy calming vests. They're weighted vests for dogs. They do have those. Those are actually can keep a dog very, very calm. You think it works for people? Psh, put one of those on your dog. Watch your dog just plump, fall down. That's it. Dog just out. What's another one? And be careful of potential harms. Be careful of different things within your house that could potentially harm the animal. If they freak out, they want to just run up the drapes. If you got a cat, just straight up the drapes, tearing stuff up. Cats are wild when they're scared. They will climb up something and woo, yeah. So try to minimize areas and places where your animal can go that can hurt itself. All right. You got any tips, Mark?
I think animals in general don't like to feel like they're part of the D-Day invasion.
Yeah, very true.
It gets them somewhat alarmed.
Yeah. What about you, Sam?
I'm just grateful that you mentioned puppy CBD because, I got 2 dogs and that stuff really works wonders around this time of year.
Nice.
Yeah, knock them right out.
There we go.
Get them some fun treats. Put them in front of a show that's not a John Wick movie.
Yeah.
And just have a mellow 4th with the pets.
There you go. It's KFI AM 640. We are live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. This is Later with Mo Kelly. I'm Twila Sharp filling in for Mo Kelly, and Mark just covered this story in his news break, and I keep seeing this story and trying to find out more information about it, because to me, this is worst case scenario. Every year, Mo and I spend glorious amounts of time perusing through videos where people have blown their hand off, blown their eyebrows off, whatever, just have fireworks gone wrong. We look for stuff that we can bring to maybe either dying time or some segment or another like that. Because when you mishandle fireworks, low-grade ordnance, yeah, bad things happen. Bad things always happen. You know, you're not an explosive expert. What are you doing with a half a stick of dynamite? For fun. You insane? So when you see this story here, this is worst case scenario. And I saw images of the blast and things like that. I mean, this looked like a mini atomic bomb went off. I mean, 7 missing alone. Just 7 people missing after this explosion at this California fireworks facility. The neighborhood is, for the most part, evacuated. Hundreds of people are without power. And this is in Yolo County, California. Sure, whatever. 2 people were injured in the explosion, which happened just before 6 p.m. During a news conference, Fire Chief Curtis Lawrence, there he is, Curtis Lawrence, confirmed firefighters initially entered the building, but were later pulled out due to the severity and risk that were there, because, yeah, it's a firework facility going off. And I know everyone doesn't have a firework facility in that backyard, but damn it, some of the stuff that people are going across the border to, or when I say across the border, I'm talking to Las Vegas, really, when they cross the state lines, going to Vegas, or if they are going to Tijuana or someplace like that, where they're getting boxes. And when I say boxes, I'm talking crates, where they're putting this stuff on pallets and putting in their backyard. I saw one house last time I went to Mo's. I passed by one house where you could see the garage open, and it looked as if they had a makeshift store. Like, 'cause they had like a awning over the garage, and they had a table in the front, and it looked like people were going up buying fireworks from this person's garage. I'm looking at while I'm at this stoplight. I'm like, are they selling fireworks out the garage? That's a garage. That's not made for holding fireworks and large crates of it. What are you doing? The thing goes off. Boom. Whole neighborhood gone. Whole neighborhood goes up in smoke. I'm being, facetious, but still. When I look at stories like this, and then I think, and I think maybe what hits me the most about this is because I look at how dangerous fireworks are, and I look at how quickly things can get out of control. And every single time I go back to Altadena and I visit home, and I go and I see what once was, and I'm driving down the streets and I'm seeing just houses gone. And I think about all of the fires that are happening right now. There's some that are closer to being fully contained than others. There's some evacuation orders that have been lifted, but a lot of these fires, the Wolf Fire, the Lake Fire, what's the big fire that's happening up the 101, Mark? What's that one called? Does that one have a name?
Sorry, it helps if I turn on the mic here. Are you talking about the Madre Fire?
Madre Fire, yep.
Yeah, that's torched about 53,000 acres right now, and it's only about 10% contained.
53,000 acres. That starts, we don't know what the spark is that started that. Just imagine.
No, we're just getting reports in from one in Pacoima that I'll have more information on in just a few minutes as well, and that's been caused by fireworks.
And, please don't tell me that. Oh, my God. Okay. See, this is what I'm saying. Go to a show. Just gave you a whole list of shows that are happening. There's still a bunch of shows that are happening. Every show hasn't been canceled because of ice. There's still some places where you can go. You don't have to be in your neighborhood right now where we are still dry. We are still not all the way back where we need to be as far as the grounds here in California, where there's this big fight for California's water. I think when our water supply cut by President Trump because he's like, you don't need that much water. Okay. All right, dude. Okay. Are you insane? Have you not been out here to test the soil and to see how crazy dry it is out here? Pacoima, it's not where a fire should be. It's not. But now there's a fire. Now it's burning up. And it may not be turned into much, but, little wind, still dry air outside. Yeah, this is where it goes. When you've got a place where 7 people are presumed missing because of a firework explosion at a factory, I'm just saying, take caution. Take care. Do not find yourself in the hospital missing fingers because you lit a firework because you don't know how much fuel is on the wick. If you light the thing, it may go instantly into the canister holding the explosive. You don't know. You don't know how long these wicks have been soaked in the lighter fluid and just to burn them. You don't know. You get one where it's been, improperly made, and that's it. And for God's sake, please keep kids away from fireworks. Keep children away from fireworks. The same as you would keep kids away from a gun in your house, the exact same thing. Keep kids away from fireworks. They don't need to be playing with them. A little sparkler, want to run around sparkler? Okay. Some of those little snap caps. If you want to sweep up the mess afterwards, all right. Drop the little caps on the ground. Pop, pop, pop. Sure. But don't let your kids get into your case talking about, Daddy, let me launch the rocket or let me launch the dragon. No, your 8-year-old does not need to be launching the dragon. All right. You ride the dragon. Let your 8-year-old sit back and watch you blow up. Gosh, man, do you remember, I think it was last year, Mark's story that, a sad story about the father who was in the middle of the street lighting fireworks and the car just zoomed through there and ran him over?
Oh, God, no, I don't remember that.
Oh, man, I just thought about that for some reason when I mentioned the father helping the kid light a firework. Yeah, it was a sad story. Guy was in the middle of the street lighting fireworks, the car zoomed through the street because it's dark. It's dark out there and the car just peeled through there.
One more thing to worry about. I mean, there was always clear rules when I was a kid about what the kids could have access to and what you were not allowed to touch and was only for the adults. Like maybe the adult will light one of those snake things that kind of expand. And you get to sit in the middle of the street and enjoy the thrill and excitement of the little snake thing for approximately 2 minutes.
Yes.
But you don't touch like the pinwheel on the tree. You don't touch the Roman candle. You definitely don't hold a bottle rocket in your hand and wait for it to go off.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Although I do remember. Okay. All right. Quick admission. I do remember tying a firecracker to one of my G.I. Joes just so I could watch it just fly apart. That was pretty cool.
I think everybody did that. That's like experimenting with physics.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a non-sentient toy. You can blow those up. You can shoot the works on those. You can just go to town.
I mean, that thing,
they can't feel
flew apart. It was just pieces everywhere. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So I understand the thrill.
He didn't feel it.
No. But sometimes, okay. Quick side note. Sometimes, lots of times, I look at everything having some level of sentience, only because we as people, we are made up of molecules, atoms, and all these things bouncing around, right? This table is made up of molecules and atoms that have come together to give us this table, the grass, the doors, everything. I actually try to be respectful to inanimate objects in the sense that not that I think that they're going to one day, the wall's going to one day thank me, but I think as one being made up of matter to another thing made up of matter, it is important for me to make all matter matter. I know that sounds weird.
No, it sounds like I'm working with the Dalai Lama. This is fantastic.
It's just something that sometimes I feel like I don't like being disrespectful to inanimate things. I don't like, being disrespectful to trees or to rocks or anything, just because I'm like, in the sense of matter, those things matter.
Well, I know your chair's going to be grateful when you finally get up.
Yes, Mark. Yes. KFI AM 640, live everywhere.
I'm Rodney Williams.
And I'm Travis Holloway. Welcome to the Wealth Break.
Let's be honest, building wealth doesn't look the same for everyone. It's not just about saving, it's about investing. It's about navigating systems that weren't built for you, embracing your hustle, and relying on your community to create something bigger.
And that's exactly why we created the Wealth Break. We made something different, something more human. It's not just another financial podcast. It's a conversation about real life, real struggles, and real wins.
We're here to talk about the journey. You're hearing from people who've broken barriers, found creative ways to succeed, and learned to build wealth on their terms. Whether it's the first-time homeowner, a gig worker, or someone turning a side hustle into a six-figure business, we're bringing you their stories.
And we're not stopping at success stories. We're breaking down the realities, like what it means to take risk, how to navigate failure, and why resilience matters. Because wealth isn't about money. It's about creating a life where you can thrive and help others to do the same.
So if you're ready for a podcast as much as about people as it is about money, you're in the right place.
Listen to the Wealth Break podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
I'm Christiane Amanpour, and I've been on the front lines and interviewing world leaders for more than 30 years.
And I'm Jamie Rubin, a former advisor to both Presidents Clinton and Biden.
We were married for 20 years.
And divorced for 7.
Now we've joined forces on the X-Files to make sense of how we ended up with no world order. Listen to Christiane Amanpour Presents The X-Files on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Or the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. This is Later with Mo Kelly. Twyla Sharp. I've been filling in for Mo this evening. Mo is at the Chateau getting it all ready with all the barbecues and the drinks and the fun things to do. If I'm not mistaken, I swear he does have karaoke, because I think after last year when the party kind of winded down, it turned into a karaoke festival. I don't quote me on that, but I just remember that I was like, ooh, I gotta go. But I think my son wanted to stay and do some karaoke, and I'm like, bruh, I gotta go back. I'm tired.
Yeah, anytime you say karaoke, I'm there.
Yeah, I think that is what's going down. So we'll have to let you know about that. But it will be going down. We will be broadcasting live from Chateau Les Mots starting tomorrow at 7. We'll have a whole bunch of KFI familiars on the air with us, just everyone recapping and letting you know what is going on out there. You will hear it. When you tune in, you will hear the ordinance. It's too hard to hear it. It really is. It's like it's there, and wow, it's something else. So looking forward to that. Make sure you join us. We will be doing some live stuff. The Bake Off, where Mad Issues talked. It's not for radio, but it's absolutely for you to tune in and watch, because we will be streaming the Bake Off. The Bake Off, abso-freaking-lutely. That's going live. So yeah, don't miss that tomorrow. And one thing I did want to let you know about before I get out of here, just something that you may be able to get into this weekend. You know, if it has the word Dina in it, I'm all over it. Altadena, Pasadena, my hometown. I've got to big up the city every single opportunity I can, just because, one, I love where I grew up, and two, especially in the city of Altadena, we cannot let the city of Altadena fall from people's minds. No shade on the Palisades, but the Palisades is being brought back in record speed, while, in my neighborhood, the houses that are gone are still gone. They're just plots, There's literally bears and coyotes and all type of wildlife just running around now, because it's like there's nothing stopping them. This is just plots. And it's like, yeah, places where they may have come for trash cans or food, or whatever, they're coming down now. So again, anytime I get to talk about Altadena, I do so with pride. And there is a new exhibit that is opening in Altadena, that is exploring Altadena's deep Black artistic legacy. When you walk into Ode to Altadena, Dina's Black artist legacies, or Dina Artistic Legacies of Altadena. It is a free exhibit at the California African American Museum and Exposition Park. You'll be greeted not with pieces of fine art, but with a large wall of photos. Some are black and white, some are color. They show Altadenians over the decades sharing treasured moments, birthday celebrations, and the like. And there's so much beautiful art on display here. And again, it is something where you can go. And I know some people are like, man, Altadena really like them. Do you really love the city like that? I'm like, yes, I do. And something like this is worth going to check out. There is items curated by Octavia's Bookshelf owner, Nikki High, is a symbol of the Altadena Black literary legacy. And there's so much to go and see there. And growing up Altadena, you may or may not know this, but I was part of the artistic community in that I was a rap artist. I was there in the city creating music, and that was my contribution to the city, is trying to put Altadena on the map with my music. And so that's why something like this is very near and dear to my heart. So I hope you do get a chance to check out, the Ode to Altadena. And I'm going to the back of the page so I can give you the times that it may be open. No, you can actually just visit the museum there and, find out the times. Why did I not include the times on this page?
Well, everybody's got Google.
They got Google. All right. California African American Museum and Exposition Park. Look up Ode to Altadena, and learn about this city that I love so much. Thank you for taking the time to tune in tonight. I truly, truly appreciate it. It's always a good time, stretching, my hosting skills every once in a while.
Reminds me how much I missed that old Local Saturday or Saturday show.
SoCal.
Oh yeah, SoCal. Yeah, that's it.
SoCal Saturday.
It killed it.
Yeah, no, SoCal Saturday, that was a lot of fun, and I do love being able to share different thoughts with you. I know some people are like, so interesting. You and Mo, you have just such a different take on things. It's like, yes, that's why I give out his social media so you can go and attack him after I've said something insane. Go after him. Because I'm not here for it. You come at me with any of that stuff, you come at Mo, it's a different conversation, man. It's just a different conversation. I don't like it. I don't like it. So that's why I give out his social media. But I'm also not hard to find. And if you can find me, I probably will instantaneously block you. As soon as if I hear, hey, Twala, block. Because I know something bad's coming after that.
Or just send him a cat video.
Maybe, Mark. Maybe. You can't deny a good cat video.
No.
All right. If you do come in with any craziness, I'm sending you the cat trying to give its owner the middle finger. That's what I'm going to send you. Mark, thank you for hanging out with me tonight.
Always
I truly appreciate it. I know it is a struggle getting you here, it's not a struggle getting you here. It's a struggle you having to be here, being the only full-time anchor that's like really holding down. Crozier was here earlier, but it's like, look, man, we appreciate y'all coming in. Because most folks, they head for the hills.
I've got nowhere else to go.
I love it. Sam, brother, thank you for holding it down. We will be getting back with the Sex Doctor next week. Trust and believe the sexiness will be back.
It's always a pleasure, Twala. Thanks a lot, man.
And thank you all for listening. This is KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
I'm Rodney Williams.
And I'm Travis Holloway. Welcome to the Wealth Break Podcast, a real conversation about finance.
Let's be honest. Building wealth doesn't look the same for everyone.
I feel like sometimes being broke is a cycle and that we might have to revisit that.
And we're not stopping at success stories.
What happens when it doesn't go right? How do you cope with it?
Because wealth isn't just about money. It's about creating a life where you thrive and help others do the same.
Listen to the Wealth Break Podcast on the iHeartRadio app,
I'm Christiane Amanpour, and I've been on the front lines and interviewing world leaders for more than 30 years.
And I'm Jamie Rubin, a former advisor to both Presidents Clinton and Biden.
We were married for 20 years.
And divorced for 7.
Now we've joined forces on The X-Files to make sense of how we ended up with no world order. Listen to Christiane Amanpour Presents The X-Files on the iHeart Radio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you listen to podcasts.